Welcome. Oh, I ought to say, let there be light, because we are talking about Mother Eve, the said God, who said, let there be light, and there was light. So this is what we're about. We are now delving in finding the light in that which we have been taught and that which we were conditioned by, which is the Holy Bible, the King James Version. Okay, we are talking numerology. We are talking about actualizing self-full love with the view to becoming better versions and expressions of who we truly are. Now, isn't that a wonderful thing? Of course it is. I expect to hear you say, yeah. All right. So, of course, that has put us onto the path of beginning and end, because it's like getting a sense of who we truly are. Who are we? Really? Okay, well, speaking of the word true or truth in that sense, is that we may find comfort in knowing that the word truth equals 6, like I did with Christ, for instance. So truth in this sense, oh, I'm loving this now, because we are talking about Mother Eve. Now, it's really like trying to say, well, is the said God the one who said, let there be light, in Genesis of chapter 1, verse 3, who I call Mother Eve, who is the serpent, and also the snake, and also that which is the spokesperson, who had 8 entries in the scriptures to say, let there be light, let there be a firmament, let there be the waters to divide the waters, let there the earth be gathered into one place. So let there be, those let there be were 8 let there be. Mother Eve now has been saying to us, now we are on the 7th entry or entrance. Do I say entrance or entry of her entry? But it's like having a list of regulations or a list of policies, whatever, or contracts, let's put it this way. I think Mother Eve likes the word contract in this sense, considering when we look at the word con, which we could say is synonymous to the snake in some way. we could say that, but of course we are now facing the truth side of the, of all this. And so Mother Eve is saying to us that we need to look at the number 6, like, which is truth, because she is the said God. When we do the names, the word said, she is the spokesperson. 1194. When we add this up, this is 10 plus 4, 14, 115. And of course, we have 1 plus 5 is 6. Now that is Mother Eve. Of course, Eve is 5, but we can see how Eve, being 5, still falls right on under the template of number 6, and very central. It's like being the spokesperson who is holding everything together. She's in the middle. She's doing a new thing, and she's now asking us to do this new thing. We often hear that Christians say, when you are in Christ, you are a new creature. I had been referring to the creature as a fox, and then I had come to understand, of course, I hadn't made the association of the serpent being a creature as well. And right there, it's like saying that you can't see what's under your nose, so to speak. And that is really in line with when this terminology is uttered, it is really referring to the mouth. It's saying, oh, you can't see what's underneath your nose. Now, the mouth in this sense, of course, is Mother Eve, because mouth, as I say, equals 5, right here. And it was through the mouth Mother Eve ate of the fruit. That's the story we have. Ate of the fruit of good and evil. And of course, or the fruit of knowledge. Now, there were 3 aspects to that tree or whether it was one or two trees. But now I am remembering to hold on to that number 3, because we see that those three aspects where it is said good and evil, or knowledge, or fruit of, or tree of knowledge, those 3 points coincide very much with the first letter Mother Eve uttered, which has a numerical value of 3. So basically, we can see that Mother Eve, in this sense, as the said God, which is number 6, of course there are 2 3s are 6, but as the said God is the embodiment of all that there is. She is the embodiment of that number 3, number 6, the 15, the 5, and as I say, we see that she's the serpent and the snake. She is both. If you were to add these numerical values together, it would be 2. 6 plus 5 here, because Mother Eve has asked us to count backward. In fact, I'm finding myself doing things backward without even thinking. So when we do this, that would be 11. 5 plus 6 is 11. So there are two. In this way, Mother Eve is saying to us that there are 2 aspects of her being, of her character. One, the con side, if you like, has been done, and now she wants to show us the other side, what we would perhaps call the truth side, because the truth, the word truth, comes to 6. Whatever side she is showing us, or whatever number we make of it, now it's really important that we pay attention to that side, which Mother Eve is. Okay, so if we do serpent, the word serpent, for instance, that is 7, but if we do the word snake, that is 5. Now, of course, as I said, we hold on to 3 points, 3 aspects to that too. So when we add 5 plus 7, that gives us 12. That's the 12, of course. A lot of people have associated with the 12 zodiac signs, or the 12 hours of the day, or the 12 months of the year, and so on. But when we add 1 plus 2, it gives us 3, and that means 3. That means we are back to saying this is a representation of the good, the and evil, and of course knowledge, Knowledge. Now we can see here, for instance, when we do the numerical value for the word good, for good, because everything God saw, everything God made, he saw it was good. Everything. So that means Mother Eve is in everything. That is the essence. It's like everything, every there's the title of Eve is the first thing that we are encountering here, is the title, the nature, the characteristics, the mother. It's like mother, everything Mother did was good, everything God saw. Of course, we see the word saw has 2 aspects to it. It denotes sight, and it also denotes a sort of separation or division, we could say, or the act of cutting. Okay, so let's do this. As I have spoken about the 7 is of course indicative of what we are, which is 6, 6, and of course 4. So basically we see 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 6 would be 16. Now that 16, of course, is really telling us 1 plus 6 equals 7. That's what happens here. This is the juice of the thing that I have learned, that this is like an introduction to the rest of whatever else follows. And so 7 here is really, of course, we could add 7 plus 7 again, and that would give us 14, which is Mother Eve. So Mother Eve, do we say Mother Eve was evil or Mother Eve was good? because God saw everything that he had made or created, he saw it good. Meaning, of course, when we do 5, 4, 5 for Mother Eve right here and add this together, that becomes 14. So good and 14 is directly the same. Good and 14 is directly the same right here, and that would be 5. And of course, when we add 1 plus 4, that gives us 5. We see this is where 5 is on the sacrifice template. It is the central and most central and anchoring point on the sacrifice template. Now, of course, the sacrifice template has been derived from Easter time, or the Last Supper. And of course, I have the numerous presentations to show how that has really served us well. This is really a robust template. So this is again when we are told, when you are in Christ, you are a new creature. So if we can accept that new state here for Christ, we can also see it very central for Mother Eve in that very new state, because she had done a new thing, we could say, done a new thing to teach us how to be central. No wonder Revelation right here is giving us a leg, to get into this state. And of course, the number 8, which equals the word 8 or eat. To eat is 8, or past tense of eat is 8. That is where it is at in Mother Eve's mouth. Now, talking about the snake and the serpent, we see, of course, the number 8 is a whole, it's like a whole 0 which is twisted or whatever it is. But Mother Eve has the capability as a serpent or a snake to swallow whole, which in my previous presentations I have been saying she needs to digest it, or but however it is swallowed, of course, obviously it must be sustaining, because the serpent is still alive or existing today. So there we are. We see that the mouth to here equals 5, and the 8 is actually in the mouth. This is what Mother Eve is trying to get us to understand, and how to know this, the significance of that 8. The word knows, of course, knows actually equals 8, and we have the bridge which equals 9. So the bridge, of course, is helping us to get illuminated. That's the process of illumination right here. Now I'm going to of course, let's do evil, and then so we can just do those words and we can get into the beginning, which is what we really want to do. But I'm just feeling to some extent it's like going and also going with the flow with Mother Eve, because Mother Eve is very much in control here too. So evil, of course, is also 3, I believe. Evil, E-V-I-L, E-V-I-L. Okay, now, okay, it's also it's a word. Of course, we see that it means live, L-I-V-E, back to front. But again, this is why Mother Eve is asking us to go back. And when we look at things backward, of course, we will see it and on from the perspective of live instead of evil. Now we are able, this is really crucial. This is what Mother Eve wants us to know, really, that now she's asking us to count backward. It means our attention would be going this way, from this point to that way. We will be looking at things from different angles, and so we can now be at a position to see the whole, where we can make that informed choice. So here we are, 5, 4, 9, 3. When we add this together, this is 12, and 4 is 16, plus 9 is 30, plus 5, sorry, 16 plus 5 is 9. So let's do this again. So this is 9 and 9, 18, this would be 21. 21, 2 plus 1 is 3. So again, with evil here, we are getting a wonderful essence to evil, in the sense that it is really a vibration necessary to helping us make sense of whatever it is that we are doing. It's that vibration. The 3 is the wave. It actually is wave. Wave in numerical value is 6, but it's the first, it's the M word. The 3 here we see. So we've had 5 and we've had 3. So in fact, I'm going to do this here, 5 and 3. So let's look at the beauty of 3 here, because it's the word, sorry, or the letter that forms 3, or the M. This is 3, and this is W, and this is E. And so we see that basically evil is an 8-petal flower. That's what evil is right here. We can do, of course, you can do a 4-petal flower. You could do a 6-petal flower, or whatever it is, or you could break it, and because it is a W. So basically that's what evil is. It's really W. It is offering us the instrument of reflection, of seeing ourselves. So I hadn't heard evil explained like this before, but that is what Mother Eve wants us to know, that evil is really a symbol of your W that serves as a reflection of yourself. So of course that would mean when we hear about sharing the fruit with her husband, that there was a reflection. That is the evil that was done, and that was a reflection. They were reflecting each other. So that's what evil is. So we have of course, and we can see that it can really be an instrument or a wave that can form a pattern of a lovely 8-petal flower. So let's do knowledge. So it's KNOWLEDGE. So this is 5. This is what Mother Eve is asking us to do. Count backward. So 4, this is 5, 7, 5, 3, 5, 6, 5, 2. I'll just go over this again. So this is 5, 7, 4, 5, 3. Oh, yes. 5, 7, 4, 5, 3 for the L, 5, 6, 5, 2. So that's correct. Okay. So 7, this is 7 plus 6 is 13. And 5 is 18, 19, 21, 26, 30, and that would be 42. So basically 42 is 6. Knowledge is number 6. Now that really gives me a lot of comfort, because that is saying, that is confirming that we are knowledge. We are everything, because again, this is really in direct correlation with the said God. So the said God, we could see when Mother Eve had ate of the fruit, she was not really transformed at all by that, because she was the said God who equaled 6. So this is the side of the story we really need to uncover as the word of the said God, because anytime we see the said God, we see and God said, we are talking about Mother Eve. So here we are. And of course with the S, as I say, is the serpent. 1, 9, 4. And even if, for instance, that we didn't have this, we counted like this, which we see the word aid right there. That word aid, of course, because she's the said God who had her aid with her, within her. And so we would see that that would be 14, which would be in direct correlation with Eve. So basically, Eve in that is a part of the said God that she has been both the said God, her or Eve, and the said God. So we see that would be 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. We see how the said God is not only Eve, but she's, of course, her. She's also knowledge. So basically, she is knowledge. That's Eve, the said God. She is knowledge, and she is the said God. When we add the numerical value for God, which is 8, with 6 plus 8. So, of course, she's the said God, and she's 6. When we add this together, this becomes 14. So we can see there again that as Eve is really the constitute or consist of the title of the said God. Right here. This is right here. 1 plus 4 is 5. I think this is really wonderful. So in her as 14 is where she really takes on the attribute or gives the image or formation of masculine and feminine all in one in the shape of the 5. We see there is a curved part here, and we see the corners onto this side. Okay, so just to consolidate this, we see how Eve is good, evil, and of course knowledge. Good, evil, and knowledge. And if we add this, all these up together, let's do this and see what comes out of this. So this is 5, 3, 6. Okay, so of course this is 9 plus 9 plus 5 would be 12, 13, 14. Wow, I hadn't done this before. So this would be 6 and 3, 9, 9, 12, 13, 14. That's Mother Eve. Mother Eve wanted me to do this. I hadn't done this before. This is incredible. This is Eve. This is Eve. Eve is the evil and the good and the knowledge. That is Eve. And so and the God. Okay, so I hope this will help put things into perspective, because we had learned some things one way which had not, it has served us to a certain point, but now Mother Eve is really wanting us to know the other side to the story. So do join me again when we explore. In fact, unless Mother Eve really directs me otherwise, we will be exploring the word in, as in the beginning. We will be exploring the very first word. We have done the first 2 words, which is in the, and we notice that everything was in the, which is the. That's why the is probably the most used word. But we are always making references to ourselves, because the is 6. Okay, do join me again, and please give us a thumbs up, and let me thank you, of course, for stopping by and sharing of your time and attention with what we are doing here. Thank you.